Hey, what's up you guys? It's Caboose bringing you another Spider-Man Miles Morales video, and today what I got for you guys here is even more news coming from Game Informer. We got some new cutscenes, a Rhino boss battle first look, some web-swinging gameplay, new screenshots, and more. Now, before we get into everything, I wanted to ask you guys, of course, if at any point you enjoy this video, if you could consider leaving a like rating on it, it would show your support, and I would really appreciate it. So if you enjoy the video at any point, leaving a like rating would be awesome. And if you're new here and you're looking forward to Spider-Man Miles Morales, well, I got you covered. I'm making videos on all the news, updates, trailers, gameplay, my reactions, and my inevitable Let's Play when the game launches on November 12th. Literally anything you want to know about this game, I got your back. So if you'd like to, you can subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell to be immediately notified when a video goes live. And with all that being said, let's jump into this. So the Game Informer coverage for Spider-Man Miles Morales continues. Later in the evening yesterday, they uploaded a video that gave us a first look at the Rhino boss battle for the game. And then today we got a look at some web-swinging gameplay for Miles, and it's essentially the precursor to what happens leading up to the Rhino boss battle. Before we get to those videos though, there was some information in the Game Informer article itself that gives us some details about the opening moments of Spider-Man Miles Morales. And big shout out to Reddit user Bex1002 for posting this information over on the Spider-Man PS4 subreddit. The article explains the opening moments of the game as such. Set 1 year after the fall of Dr. Octopus, it's the first day of winter break for 17-year-old high schooler Miles Morales. We first see him on the subway, checking his phone nonchalantly as he waits for his stop. Miles is dressed for cold weather, wearing a parka with a fur hood that looks a little bit like a lion's mane. He isn't heading home to Brooklyn. Following the tragic death of his father, his mother has relocated them for her childhood home in Harlem. When Miles arrives at his stop, he politely lets other passengers leave before he departs and ascends the station's stairs, moving from the darkened underground to a vibrant and festive Harlem street. Colors burst from every vector as numerous cultures collide and give the neighborhood the feeling of life and joy in a single frame. The dull brickwork of the old high-rises hides behind giant, colorful murals. Even these works of art are partially obscured by holiday decorations galore. As Miles steps onto the bustling street, he puts his headphones on and grooves to the beat as he looks for a market. His mother asked him to pick up some groceries for tonight's dinner. In this moment, he can't escape her presence. Across the street, a folding table is decked out in political propaganda and flyers for Rio Morales, his mother, who just happens to be running for city council. Miles doesn't bat an eye at his mother's campaign and is instead drawn to a multi-story mural that is currently being painted. It's Peter Parker's Spider-Man. Miles confronts the artist and asks if he'll be adding the new Spider-Man as well. The artist shrugs and replies, "The original is my guy, you know?" Miles smiles, and as he begins walking away, he turns and in jest again makes a comment about leaving room for the second Spider-Man. I like what they're setting up here from the sounds of it. Whereas in Spider-Man PS4, it's this opening action sequence and all this craziness. In Miles Morales, they slow things down a little bit and give you a peek into Miles' day-to-day. But continuing on with this opening sequence, it then mentions in the article that after a short walk, Miles eventually finds the store his mom sent him to. It's small but inviting with a bright yellow exterior. Before he can enter, he gets a text message from Peter that informs him the convoy is leaving and he needs to shake a leg. Without batting an eye, Miles removes his headphones, transitions from a walk to a run, and in the next shot we see of him, his identity is hidden beneath Spider-Man's mask. Even though he's training under Peter, he doesn't have a high-tech suit of his own. Only the mask is the real deal. Made up of the iconic red color with the white eyes outlined in black, his crime-fighting outfit is homemade, consisting of a blue winter jacket, red hoodie underneath it, with a black spider painted on it. The head is pointing down. His lower body is even less superhero-like, with black leggings underneath black athletic shorts, and his feet are hidden beneath pristine and electric red sneakers. We've actually seen this suit in action. A couple of days ago, when I had made that video about the first Daily Bugle Now article that was released from Insomniac Games, we got to see a photo of this suit with Miles swinging alongside Peter. And all of this leads up to the Game Informer footage that I was talking about at the top of this video, the web-swinging gameplay, the Rhino boss fight. So I'm just gonna leave you with those videos, and then we're gonna talk a little bit more after.
Let's go! Hey Pete, headed your way. Did I miss the convoy?
Not yet. They're still securing a couple inmates.
Police aren't taking any chances.
Especially not with our guest of honor.
Getting a lot of interference here.
One of those guys who helped Doc Ock is in there?
Think so. Could be Vulture, could be Scorpion, could be someone bigger. Okay, we got a problem. Pull back, Miles. Let me take...
I got this, Pete. Don't worry.
Oh, no!
It's secure.
You're drifting Helix 2. We have a weight imbalance. Correction 236. Rudder's unresponsive. Helix 2 going down. Helix 2 is going down. Brace, brace, brace! Helix 2 is down. No casualties. Payload compromised. Response team dispatched. Sit tight, Helix 2.
Pete, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to.
It's okay. We got this. Just need to contain it before... Before that happens.
Hello, tiny spiders.
You're not gonna keep pushing people around, Alexei. In the future, just keep it dry, man. No more breakouts.
I love everything of what we just saw there. I love the web swinging animations for Miles, that sort of inexperience that you see from it, but also that unique style that's very different from Peter. Like that one moment when he's doing like a backwards upside down swing. Oh, it looked so cool. And the Rhino boss fight looks great as well. Definitely going to be something different from what we got to experience in Spider-Man PS4, not just going to be a recycling of the first boss fight. And as well, just as I mentioned before, a nice full circle moment for Miles facing off against the Rhino head on this time, rather than trying to sneak away from him. And if we go back to the Game Informer magazine, we actually got some more details about what happens after this Rhino fight. The magazine also gives us the answer as to why Peter will be absent for a majority of Spider-Man Miles Morales, and if that's something that you might be considering a spoiler, then now might be a time for you to click away from the video. So the magazine mentions here, in the aftermath of the Rhino encounter, Peter and Miles take a breather, again meeting on a rooftop where they can safely remove their masks to have a personal moment. Peter is jealous of Miles's bioelectrical ability and wants to do some research on it. In this slow moment shared between the new Spider-Man and the new-looking Spider-Man, Peter hands Miles a present and asks him to recite the Spider-Man Oath, which goes as such: "I promise to do everything in my power to protect this city." Miles says it back to his teacher, who obviously just made it up as a joke. He then breaks some bad news to Miles, saying that Mary Jane is heading to Symkaria for a few weeks to cover peace talks for the Daily Bugle, and that he is joining her as her photographer. Miles is rightfully overwhelmed by the news, but Peter continues poking at his friend. Before leaping away, he tells Miles that he's now New York's only Spider-Man. It looks like everyone guessed it. A lot of people were speculating that after what Mary Jane had mentioned at the end of the Spider-Man PS4 DLC, in that she was going to Symkaria, that would maybe be the reason why Peter was absent in this game. And some more breaking news just dropped in the middle of my recording. This seems to be a recurring thing for my Spider-Man Miles Morales videos. We got some new gameplay from Game Informer. You're seeing it on screen right now. It involves a brand new suit that we haven't yet seen, and as well, we've got a cat that assists us in the takedowns. It is awesome. You can see some more of those new animations and unique style that Miles has in comparison to Peter. I'm telling you, every single new thing that comes out from this game just impresses me more than the last. And a big shout out to the folks at Game Informer for all the coverage and all the news that they're providing. It's making this month-long wait not feel so unbearable. As with what I always do when I cover stuff like this, you're going to find links in the description to everything that I've talked about if you want to check it out on your own, if you want to read the articles that are attached to them, or if you want to get the actual magazine, you can do that as well. The links are going to be in the description. But with all that said, I now want to kick it to you guys and let me know your thoughts on everything in the comments section below. First of all, what do you think about the description for the opening sequence sequence of the game? What do you think about those cutscenes and the web swinging gameplay that we got from Miles, the Rhino boss fight? And I need to know your thoughts on Spider-Cat. Sound off in the comments, and of course, if you enjoyed today's video, if you could consider leaving a like rating on it, it would show your support, and I would really appreciate it. I'm Caboose, and you can click on screen to make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Those links are going to be in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys later.